Anytime there is a land that is being conquered, the ruler would come in, and I did it when I ran for mayor in Inglewood. The ruler would come in and he would put his image on the land. He'd put his image on buildings and edifices and monuments, the new ruler. And he would wipe out the name and image of the prior ruler. That's historical. You look at Rome, you look at Egypt. Every ruler would come in on coins everywhere. And even in Egypt today, you can see where they have taken out certain pharaohs, just completely wiped them out of history. And then the archives show that where they missed one or two. But that's a spiritual paradigm, because that's what the enemy is doing. He is wiping out the imago Dei of God from the earth, and we partner with Satan when we abort our children. We partner with the prince of the age who is attempting to wipe out the real ruler, the only God. That's what we do when we partner with the practice of abortion.
And Satan's always been behind the killing of babies. He's the dragon in Revelation, waiting for Mary to give birth so he can eat the Christ. He's behind the killing of babies by Pharaoh in Egypt and by Herod in Bethlehem. My godfather and mentor, Greg Cunningham, once said that Satan would kill God if he could, but he can't. So he kills babies because he knows it wounds the heart of God and hurts the church. If you just preach the gospel while you allow the little ones to be slaughtered, indoctrinated with sex ed, have their genitalia chopped off because they played with a Sally doll once, and their elementary school public teacher told them that they must be the other gender, because that's not preaching the gospel, that's just political engagement, then you have a truncated gospel that you've created in your own image in order to increase your tithing and get the accolades of men or the crumbs from the table of the state religion of secular progressivism. This is an alternative, warring spirituality and religion, not an alternative politics, which is why I love what you have to say about the lie of the Johnson Amendment of the separation of church and state, because politics is simply a sticker that they slap onto their bigotry in order to keep the pastors silent, because they know the pastors are so afraid of being labeled political.
They're so afraid, and the lie of the enemy is that not only should you be afraid of the state, but you are powerless. I saw 5 pastors stand up in Illinois when we were fighting same-sex marriage, and it died immediately. The enemy has wrapped and warped their minds and their hearts. Yeah. And you said it right. You said it right. I have a friend up in Sacramento. He was standing for righteousness when Obama was running, and he stood for what was true, and he lost half his church.
Wow.
And it has been restored to him today, because we have to stand just for what's true. If we are preaching around the offering plate, if we get up and we prepare our sermon, which is called a seeker-sensitive sermon, then you don't deserve the right to stand on behalf of God.
That's right.
We are charged with preaching the whole counsel